So this is a new type of video related to movies, but although it's not necessarily a movie review, I still wanted to categorize it as a personal review since this is my excitement and anticipation of what movies are hitting theaters in the year 2023. Many movie reviewers here on YouTube do their top 10 favorite and top 10 least favorite films of the past year, and although as much as I want to do this, I've kind of been behind on my current movie reviews, so this is something I'm going to hold off on for now. So I think many of you might find this video here in particular actually really helpful because I'll also be including the release dates of these new movies. This way you yourself will not only know what movies are coming to theaters, but when. So make sure you take notes, jot this down because you don't want to miss. First, I'm going to quickly show you my top 30 movie recommendations in chronological order of release date with some music playing over it because you know in this channel, we love music, right? We can't get enough of it. Every time I find a nice sound, a nice song, a nice instrumental, best believe I'm adding it. Hey, sometimes it's good to talk less. You know, I try to give you guys a break from me talking so much, including myself, right? So in this video in particular, I don't want to be talking over every movie poster, but I also want to save time on this video. However, I will be explaining my top 10 favorite films that I'm mostly excited for from this list. But while you're watching this, can you guess what movies will be in my top 10 list? It may shock you, but probably not because I'm basic, right? Whatever. Let's go. All right, so at number 10, I know this sounds crazy coming from a dude, but I have The Little Mermaid for a few reasons. One, I'm excited to see the visual effects underwater. Two, I'm excited to see Halle's performance as Ariel. And three, I'm curious to hear those classic songs if they keep the same or change it up. Please keep the same. Don't change up classics. At 9, I have the Ninja Turtles because I bet most of you didn't even know about this. Apparently, Seth Rogen has been behind this project since inception, and I believe it's going to kickstart the movie franchise once again, but in a more dramatic tone, or I should say more adult-like and not as kiddie as the previous two films. At 8, I have Oppenheimer, and I know movie lovers are probably flipping out why I have this so high on my top 10 list, but for me it's more personal. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors when it comes to the visuals, story, and sound design, but the last movie I saw in IMAX from him was Dunkirk, and I damn near went deaf, so maybe you understand now why I'm excited, but not too excited since I'm still recovering from Dunkirk. At 7, I have Creed 3 because this installment has got me intrigued for a few reasons. One being that it was filmed with IMAX IMAX cameras, which will be insane watching it when it comes to the production value. And 2 is that you guys all know Michael B. Jordan is acting in the movie as the main character, but apparently this is also his first directing debut. This alone is very impressive, and I'm optimistic. I hope he does a good job. At 6, I have the new Mission Impossible movie. Now when it comes to this franchise, to be honest with you all, I only watched about half of the movies. I think the third one might be my favorite, but I still have yet to watch most of them in their entirety. But what has me super hyped about this installment is that he did the most insane stunt I've ever seen an actor do, where he rode a motorcycle off a cliff and then went skydiving into a freaking parachute. There's a video online with him doing this several times, and I swear I've never seen this done before, nor do I see anyone doing this in the future because it's that insane. Now at 5, I have Ant-Man 2, and yeah, it's probably ranked too high for most, but for me I would have to say Loki has been one of my favorite Marvel TV shows, and I just love how the series kicked off the next saga with the new villain, Kang the Conqueror. From this new movie trailer, it looks like he'll be making his cinematic debut on the big screen, so I'm excited to see how that unfolds since I'm a fan of the MCU. Speaking more of the MCU, I have Guardians of the Galaxy 3 at number 4 because this will be their final movie together, and I don't think I've ever watched a movie with such a good diverse group of crazy characters on screen. Somehow with all these actors playing these characters, it just makes sense, and they have great chemistry to where you feel like you're part of their family. I have a feeling this is going to be sad yet a heartfelt story. Now people are probably sleeping on this movie, and it could definitely not live up to the hype, but at number 3 I have Aquaman 2. Jason Momoa truly embodies the character, and I don't know if we'll ever see this type of version of Aquaman again. I was a big fan of the first movie, to the story, music, and visuals, so I hope the sequel outdoes it. And speaking of sequels, at 2 I have Dune 2. This movie just blew me away, and I became a fan of the franchise instantly. I've still yet to read the books, but it's on my list. The first movie had so much heart from all the characters and what they were going through, so I'm intrigued to see how this part 2 will unfold now that they're on a different path in their journey. And at 1, it might be expected, or probably basic, whatever, but this movie is a very long time coming. Super Mario has to be the number 1 movie I'm most anticipating because on one hand, you have the amazing visual animation, and then on the other hand, you have the great cast of voice actors, which do show promise, although I'm not fully sold on Chris Pratt yet. So that's another reason I'm somewhat nervous in case he butchers it, but excited nonetheless because I think Nintendo and Illumination know what they're doing. So yeah, that's my top 10, and best believe this year I will have a movie review for every single movie in the top 10, if not my top 30. I might have missed a few good movies coming out this year in my top 30, so if you know of any that I didn't mention, then put them in the comments so we're all aware of. And if you wanted me to elaborate more on any of the movies in the top 30 list, then just ask below and I'll respond to it. But overall, yeah, these movies do look amazing, but there aren't many original stories or franchises that stick out to me, which is a little disappointing. I love all these franchises, but sometimes it does get overwhelming with the amount of sequels these franchises are on. Because I lost count at this point. I mean, you have Creed 3, John Wick 4, Indiana Jones 5, Scream 6, Mission Impossible 7, and Fast and Furious 10. I don't think we ever had a year like this where these franchises went in sequential order such as the one I just listed. We're pretty much missing a franchise to be on their 8th or 9th installment, and then we'll have a complete set. I mean, it's almost like that time when the iPhone skipped over to iPhone 9 and went straight to 10. Like, what in the world is going on this year with these upcoming movies? But nonetheless, it's good vibes. Let's go.
I volunteer as tribute.
Shut the fuck up!
I don't have friends.
No! Oh shit! Say it again!
I got family.
Say something else! Oh!
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you want to see more, just subscribe. If you want notifications for new uploads, hit that bell icon. Also, if you could share this video with your family and friends, I would greatly appreciate it. I hope this video was fun and informative, and thank you so much again for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.